Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. When President William Samoei Ruto appointed the former Kakamega Senator Cleopas Malala as the UDA Secretary General, he assigned him his first mission, and it is actually a very tough one. He instructed Honorable Malala to go and recruit Kisumu members to become UDA bona fide members. And that is exactly what Cleopas Malala embarked on. Now, while in Kisumu, Malala toured that place and he urged the residents to support President William Ruto's government, and he told them that he wants to liberate them from the yokes of poverty. But that is not even the point. There is something that he said there that is really causing a lot of debate. He told them that when you possess a UDA membership card, then you can easily be employed in this government, courtesy of that card. Just take a look at what Cleopas Malala said. He was saying that I am here to liberate you from the challenges facing you. Since independence, you have been in opposition for years. In every advertisement for recruitment, there are legal requirements including a national ID and academic credentials. However, there is a provision for an added advantage. If you have the UDA registration card, it will be an added advantage for you in KDF, prisons, and the Kenya Forest Service. The last part sounds very ridiculous to me, because Malala is actually urging the Kisumu residents to be recruited as UDA members so that when they go for any interviews or recruitments in the forces, then they will be considered based on your membership as a UDA party member. And to me, I think Malala is stretching his jokes too far. It is not the first time I've heard this UDA government speaking on this very breath. The other time, DP Rigathi Gachagua indicated that this government is like a company and shareholders are the only people who are entitled to be given jobs, because he was saying that they will be considering those who voted for the UDA government in their appointments and services. And I thought that was a joke, but now listening to Honorable Malala, this is a crafted opinion. This is what they feel. The Kenya Kwanza team feels that despite the fact that we've got millions of Kenyans, they would want to give services to only those who supported William Ruto or new converts who want to sing their tune. But you see, there are several questions that one would want to ask Honorable Malala. Honorable Malala is insinuating that he wants to liberate the Kisumu fraternity because they have been in opposition for far too long. In the last concluded elections, Honorable Malala vied for a gubernatorial seat in Kakamega. It is like he wanted to liberate them, and that is the reason why he was contesting to be given a chance to liberate the Kakamega county people. But they refused. Instead, they voted in Fernandez Baraza. Now, if he was rejected in his home turf, what makes him think that he can now fly to Kisumu and purport to liberate them? The last time I checked, charity emanates from home. How can Honorable Malala go to Kisumu to liberate the Kisumu residents, yet his own people rejected him for the same, purported liberation? And it is not the first time we hear a host of leaders coming in Nyanza urging the residents that they want to liberate them from Odingaism, because this is actually what Honorable Malala is referring to. People like Miguna tried it. I remember when Miguna flew back into the country, he came back with one message, that he wants to liberate the Luo nation from the poverty that they have been yoked in by Odingaism. but he realized that it wasn't a walk in the park. In fact, he has given up. We've got other rebels, people like Odoyo Widi, the former Migori governor Okoth Obado, Eddie Kanyanga. We've got several of them who feel that maybe this is the time that they should inherit the position of Raila Odinga. But it is not very easy. And so Malala should understand that the Luo Nation or Raila Odinga supporters have got brains. They understand why they support Raila. If the time comes when they want to switch their allegiance to someone else, I think they will speak and they will pronounce themselves on this very matter. You know, I have a problem with those leaders who come to remind the common mwananchi that you should not support this leader because of so and so. You know, our president once said that we've got a shortage of fools in the country, and rightly so. Is Malala purporting, like any other leaders before him, that people who follow Raila Odinga are fools? They cannot see, they don't know the reason why they are supporting him? Are they blindfolded? I think Malala should rethink his stand, because this is quite unacceptable if you ask me. But that is not even the issue. Why should they try and hoodwink us? That when you have the UDA bona fide member certificate, then you'll be considered for recruitments. I understand from where I sit that we've got millions of Kenyans who voted for William Samoei Ruto, youth who've got certificates, but they're still very jobless. They're languishing in poverty. Yet they voted overwhelmingly for William Samoei Ruto because William promised them a lot, telling them that they were the hustlers and he'd got a good plan for them. They are not employed, and I don't think there are any plans to employ them. You remember when William Ruto was campaigning, he used to give $1 million shillings to the Boda Boda group, to the Mama Mboga, every group. Whenever he went, he used to give them 1 million Kenya shillings. That has stopped because he simply wanted them to vote him in. So for Malala to come to Kisumu or go to Kisumu and start telling them that if you possess this certificate, then it shall be an added advantage, I think it is very wrong. Because the last time I checked, we should be recruiting people on meritocracy. When you merit a position, then you must be given that position. Rewarding cronies has really placed us in a very hot quagmire. Look at the cabinet secretary in the Ministry of Education. He was rewarded because he contested for a senatorial seat under the Mudavadi's party. But when I look at him, this guy is not really qualified. So Malala should give us a break. The last time we checked, Kenyans have got a right to apply for any position. If they meet the qualifications, then they should be considered. The other thing that I want to talk about is that we are going back to the KANU era. One party state, chama cha baba na mama. Of late I have seen President William Samoei Ruto meeting opposition leaders in State House and buying their allegiance. And I've always indicated that it is because he knows very well that he's suffering from legitimacy issues, and he thinks that when he has these people, he will be playing the politics of perception, that now several leaders have ditched Raila Odinga and that they're supporting William Samoei Ruto. One thing that he's forgetting that if the leaders go there, they go there as individuals. They don't carry on their back the common mwananchi. The common mwananchi is suffering from hunger, unemployment, drought, insecurity. And so you cannot, for example, take my member of parliament to State House, give him some millions of shillings, and then you expect me to start following him blindly. We must resist the temptation to take people back to the one party state, because I have seen what is happening. In fact, even in the Kenya Kwanza team, President William Samoei Ruto is really trying very hard so that all the affiliate parties can be folded together and form one party, because he wants to have a control of parliament so that whatever he says becomes Alpha and Omega. And as it has always been, Kenyans must stand firm and resist this foundation, this temptation. I've always opined on this platform that there is no inhuman being who is good. That is the reason why laws are being crafted for us. Otherwise, we couldn't have even the policemen walking around. But we know that at some point, someone will be tempted to steal. And that is why we have the policemen to maintain law and order. That is why we have the courts. Every human, power corrupts. And this is what is happening with our president. He's trying to sneak in pole pole. Gradually he's trying to sneak in some of these laws, some of these amendments. And if Kenyans go to slumber, I'm telling you very soon we will find ourselves in a lonely island of intimidation and a tyranny of leadership. And we should try and resist all this. Malala and the Ruto administration must be informed that Kenyans understand we are the people who voted to promulgate the 2010 constitution, and we know what our rights are. The last time I checked, I understand very well that our president resisted and opposed this new constitution. And that is why when he tries to introduce things through the back door, things that are against the constitution, I'm not really shocked because he was not for it even in the first place. But be that as it may, I don't think we can allow anybody to mutilate this constitution because some people pay dearly for us to have the 2010 constitution. Raila Odinga has always said that people like Odhiambo Mbai, the slain university don, paid by his life his stand on devolution. And so we cannot allow anybody to trash those gains, because if we go back to the Nyayo era, coming back to liberate ourselves will be very difficult. But I also think that Malala is only trying to cheat the Kisumu residents. He understands very well that even if you possess this certificate, I don't think it will be tantamount to recruitment. Because even the very people who had supported the Kenya Kwanza team have not been recruited. If being a member of the UDA would give you a green light for a job, then I believe that we've got millions of youths who would be employed today. But as always, I have seen our president as someone who knows how to play populist politics. He will promise you a lot of things, but he will only implement just 1%. So I urge Kenyans to be very wary and very careful with Malala's statements, because he's a man on a mission, but I don't think he's going to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take.